back to Let's Talk About It. Thank you so much for all those who watched the first welcome back video. Once again, I am super excited to be back with you guys. Today on Let's Talk About It, we are talking about faith. So on the first video last week, I did share some of my testimony with you guys. So we're going to talk about faith. So as I shared, I had cancer when I was a baby that left me being visually impaired. But like I said, up until middle school, I didn't need any assistance because I was independent and I had enough vision to be able to do what I needed to without any assistance. But in middle school, that changed, and I talked about how I went to the blind school, and then that summer, I think after my first semester at the blind school, I went to a conference, and that's where I got saved. Now, I had been in church all my life, but I didn't, I don't know, like I like God, but I was mad at God because I felt like God was the reason that I had cancer, and I didn't know the Lord's character and like who he was as a healer. I know people pray for me to receive healing, but I didn't really receive it because I thought that God caused cancer and put the cancer on me. So it's like, how can you receive from someone that put this on you? But I didn't know. And so I received Christ at a conference, and then I started going to Tuesday Touch with at the time was Pastor Al Teresa, which is now my apostle, and started learning about faith and healing and learning about the character of God, and that God is a healer, that is the enemy that comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but that Jesus came that we might have life and life more abundantly. And so things began to be broken, and I began to be able to learn the character of God and learn and see him as my Father, and know that he didn't do it, that it was the enemy that did it, and that I could believe God for healing. And so my faith started growing. And in Hebrews 11:1, it says that now faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. And also in the New Testament, it says that everyone is given the measure of faith. Faith the size of a mustard seed, but it's our responsibility to grow that faith and to get in the word. And faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And so I began to desire to learn more of the word. And so I started reading the word and listening to the word, and learning more about healing and being able to believe God for healing and believe God for different things. And I remember wanting to go on a trip. I think it was a conference, and I didn't have the money at the time, and I was maybe like 15 or 16 years old, and I sowed a seed on it and was able to go to the trip and had the money to pay for it and everything. And then my faith continued to grow after that, and I began to believe God for healing of my vision. And like I shared, being able to believe God to be able to come back home and be able to graduate from Lancaster High School, because I wanted to be with my friends, and I wanted to go to school and also be able to come to Bible study and be closer to church. And so I was able to do those things because of my faith growing, and also being around like-minded people that also agreed with me in prayer and also helped me to stand in faith. And so not only did I come back to Lancaster High School and excel, I was in Learn TV, and I produced and hosted my own TV show. I also like I said, graduated the top 30% of my class. I had straight A's and B's. I think I had a high GPA. But I always loved learning, and I always loved reading. And one of the things that really bothered me when my vision changed was that I wasn't able to read books anymore. I'm the type of person, I like to turn the pages. Like, I loved reading books. When I was younger, I always had books, and I was always reading multiple books. Like, I could read 2 or 3 books at a time. And so that was one thing that really bothered me when my vision changed, was that I wasn't able to physically read a book again. And read a book. And I did not like the audio stuff at that time. I was like, this sounds like a robot. I don't want to listen to it. Like, I just couldn't. But I had to learn to adjust to it temporarily. And audiobooks now are a lot better. Back then, they had like a Victor reader, so it wasn't like a human reading. It actually sounded like a robot, and I was just like, nah, I can't. But even now, like I listen to the audio Bible on my phone. Sometimes I'll play a video on YouTube, listen to the scriptures with like music or something playing behind it. And I do listen to audiobooks now on like Audible or sometimes Kindle, but on Kindle it's like my phone reading, so it's not like a person. And even now sometimes there's audiobooks on YouTube that people will actually post like with the whole book being read of certain books. And so I've grown to enjoy it, especially the Bible, because I'm like, I have to get the word. I can't not read the Bible, so I had to learn to adjust to listening to that. I used to, when I was still using like large print, I used to read the Bible or read books under like a CCTV thing, which is like a big magnifier thing. But it became too much of a strain on my eyes. So that's when I switched more to auditory. And that was actually in college, honestly. So in high school, I used a lot of large print, and I was still able to like write and do different things under the magnifier thing that I was using. But then in college, I switched. Well, in college, I still used large print for like the first 3 years. And then it just got too excessive, and it was like a strain on my eye. And so then I learned JAWS, which is a screen reader that that's on the computer, and it reads everything. So like everything that people do with a mouse, there's a keyboard command for it that we have to memorize. And so kind of like how there's like a Control C for like copy, it's like that for everything that you guys or that people do with a mouse. It's a keyboard command for it. And so I learned that, and then was able to use that, and thank God for my roommates because they helped a lot with editing a lot of my papers until I was able to get the technology, because although I had took the class, it took a little while for me to receive the equipment. But that didn't stop my work, especially at Winthrop. I still had assignments due, so sometimes my roommates would read my assignments and even some of the passages to me until I received like my equipment and definitely my papers. It really helped me a lot with my papers and everything, and I'm extremely grateful for them. And so just talking about faith and how my faith grown. So we see how first I talked about believing God for going to a trip, and then now believing God for healing of my eyes, and then even believing God to go to college, because that was also another area of faith. God gave me a word that I would be going to Winthrop University, but Winthrop didn't initially accept me, but because I had a word from God on it, I stood on that word, and I was persistent in calling them. I was persistent in taking college tours. I still believe God, even in the midst of my waiting. I did start at USC Lancaster for a semester and made the dean's list there, and then I transferred to Winthrop. I received my acceptance letter to Winthrop in November of 2011, which was that same year that I received the word about going to Winthrop. I received my acceptance letter, and I was able to transfer in the spring semester of my freshman year in college. And so just how your faith grows, and then being able to go to college, and I really enjoyed college. Like I love college. I changed my major once. I almost changed it twice, but I changed my major once, and had some great experiences. I studied abroad. My first year, I went to Guatemala, and I read a book, and it was called we read a book, and it was called Where Am I Wearing? And we studied how like phones and different things are made in sweatshops, and we were able to travel to Guatemala and see and experience those things. And then now, I did end up on academic probation my first semester, I'm not ashamed to say, because of Math 150. Winthrop has these specific classes that's related to Winthrop specifically that they make up that you have to take. And the Math 150 was a lot of statistics, and it was just logic and like real confusing and complicated. And I failed it. And I had to retake that class the following semester, and I did. And I think I got like a D, and then I took it again. But the next time that I took it, I had to take it at an accelerated time because I was having too much time in between the classes, and I was forgetting the information and forgetting the different steps that you had to do for like all the different projects or whatever. So when I took the 8-week course instead of a 16-week course, it helped me out tremendously because I was able to be tested on the material a lot quicker than what it was before. And so I actually passed the class with a B. I passed the class with a B, so yeah. Hello there, are you enjoying the episode? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a notification. Also, don't forget to check out fearlesslybeautiful.org so that you can be notified and see all of my courses and services. I have the ICANN course, which is a 4-week course to help you transform and heal from limited mindsets and move into the ICANN mindset. I have the Hello Beautiful course for my young ladies ages 14 to 25. Also, the Beauty Bar, which is a monthly membership where we meet once a month and talk about a different topic each month, and how to overcome it and strategize to overcome specific topics. Also, I have the Beauty Lounge, which is complimentary twice a month. And I have my Etsy shop where you can get your Fearlessly Beautiful t-shirt as well as many other digital products. Continue to enjoy the show. So yeah, I passed the class with a B, thankfully, the second time. And then I was able to, I also received my scholarship back because I did a appeal. But also I learned that it's okay to get a tutor. Like in high school, I did not have to have a tutor. I could memorize everything. I didn't have to study. So I had to learn how to study. I learned with the Academic Success Center was, and you're paying for tutoring, so why not use all the services? So I signed up for a tutor. If I went to that class on the first day and it seemed like it was gonna be difficult, I went straight to that Academic Success Center and got a tutor, even if I ain't need it. I would rather be prepared than not be prepared and experience what happens after not having a tutor. So I had tutors. I started studying. I started doing like study groups and just implemented different things that would help me to be successful, and it did. And I'm grateful that I did those things and took those steps that were necessary. And this is still building faith because also the Lord gave me a word through my prophet to start a Bible study on campus. And it took me a little while. Like, I think that was like, I want to say the second year that I was in school that I received that word. And, at first I was just like, maybe, I could just start it a small group, like within my dorm, and we just meet, or I could like help out other people. But then I remember being at this particular Bible study with one of my friends, and one of the young ladies, she also had a prophetic calling on her life, and she gave me a word. She was like, the Lord wants you to start a Bible study, and gave like the name of it and everything. And I was just like, oh my God, okay. So it was bigger, a lot bigger than what I thought or imagined. And it was like me chartering a whole organization. And I was just like, God, are you serious? Gave me the name for it and everything. And so I began the process. I had no idea. This is another area of faith and how I exercise faith. I had no idea how to start an organization. I went to the office that you had to go to talk to the people, to ask them about it. They gave me this huge packet. It was like, you gotta write a constitution, you gotta write bylaws, you gotta do this, that, and the third, you gotta have an advisor. It's like a 3-month long process. And I was like, ooh, okay. So got the packet, started looking over it, and went to the gym, I believe, and got on the computer, and one of my friends and started going through the packet, and the Holy Spirit just helped me write like everything that I needed to do. And I sent it to my leaders and let them look over it, and they said it looked good. And I prayed and sent it to the office I had to go to, and I found the advisor, which was my New Testament professor. He agreed to be my advisor. He was great. I loved him. And went through the process, and I had to, I think, present to the board, go to some type of meeting or whatever to have everything approved. And thank God it all went through, because whenever God tell you to do something, it's like he's already made the way. We just have to be obedient and step out. And so that following year, I had the organization, was able to get a room assigned for it on Monday nights, and was able to participate in the opening, I believe it was called Convocation, and had a table, and we set up and gave out information about, it was called JC Bible Study, gave out information about it, and it was fun. I believe that was actually on my birthday, because I remember going out afterwards. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm grateful that I was obedient, because I met one of the girls, one of my friends to this day. I met her through that Bible study. If I had never been obedient, we would have never met. But she started coming to my Bible study, and she invited me over. And then they asked if I wanted to be roommates that following year, and I was like, sure. And we are still friends, like, now to this day. And that's Victoria, and then she started helping me out with schoolwork and stuff. And so just being obedient and like trusting God, even when you don't know all the answers, or you don't know, the way, but continue to trust God. And you can see how my faith has grown, like, over these stories that I'm sharing, and even more now. But our faith grows as we grow and as we mature, and God continues to grow you. God continues to allow you to develop as you continue to spend time in his word. And like I said earlier, faith comes by hearing. And so the more that you're in his word, the stronger like your faith gets, and then you're able to also be able to trust him. So faith helps you to be able to step out and take that step of faith, take that leap of faith. But then trusting God, which is Proverbs 3:5, which is one of my favorite scriptures, trusting God with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, being able to hold on to the trust whenever you don't know all the answers, whenever you don't know like what it's going to look like, you don't know the steps, but you trust God. Like, I'm trusting that I sit in the seat and it's going to hold me. It's like, I know it's going to work out. I don't know how, I don't know all the details, but I trust and I know that it's going to work out, because I know that the Lord has a good track record. And I've never seen him fail me. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. I know that everything's going to be worked out. Like, I don't know all the details. I don't know all the answers. I don't know the next steps. But I trust God. And the faith helps you to be able to take the action. Trust helps you to be able to hold on and to continue to rely and trust and allow the Lord to direct your path when you don't know. But you know that he got you. Like, you know that you can rest in him, and you know that as you continue to be obedient to God, that he is going to bless you. He is going to order your steps. He's going to direct your path. You can know that the plans that you have, the plans that he has for you, are good and not of evil. And just remember to obey God. Like, if God is telling you to do something, do it. Like, have faith and step out on faith and do it like I did. Even if you have to do it afraid, like, just obey God, honestly. And like I said, remember to continue to trust in him, like with all your heart. Like even when you have to be honest and say, like, Lord, I don't know. I really don't know how this is gonna work out. I don't know all the details. Can you help me? Can you lead me? Can you guide me? But just knowing that he has you and knowing that you can continue to trust in him, like in everything, in every area, whether you're in school, whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, whether you're an adult, whether you're, navigating, trying to figure out employment, navigating, trying to figure out your life, what you're supposed to be doing in life. Like, trust God in everything. He will never, ever, ever, ever fail you. I am 31 years old and God has never failed me. Like I said, I don't know all the answers all the time. I don't know all the details. I'm just obeying God. Even when I started Fearlessly Beautiful Life Coaching, I didn't know about, what the Lord was going to lead me to do. But I'm grateful and I'm excited. And I thank God that, he trusts me with it to be able to coach other people. It's a blessing and I enjoy it. And even with this YouTube channel, like, I'm grateful, that the Lord trusts me to be able to share and to encourage others and be able to be a inspiration and encouragement to you guys. And so that's where I think we're going to wrap up for today for Let's Talk About It. We talked about faith. We talked about how faith grows. We talked a little bit about trust. And we're going to continue on next week. So I'm super excited to be back with you guys. This will be every Thursday. The video will post at 10 a.m. So don't forget to let me know in the comments some topics that you guys would like to know about. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to check out fearlesslybeautiful.org. Also, you can find me live on Monday nights on Facebook as well. And I'm also on TikTok and, like I said, Facebook. So connect. And I look forward to connecting with you guys somewhere soon. Have an amazing day. Stay safe. Stay warm. I'm not stay warm. I'm sorry. Stay safe. Stay cool. Because it is hot outside, okay? So stay cool. Stay hydrated. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you drink your water. Yeah. And remember that you are fearless. You are bold. You are beautiful. And you are amazing. And until next time, I will see you guys later.